Fine. Today we are going to take the class about introduction to RDBMS. First of all, what is meant by database management system? Database management system is a software that is used to manage the database. Database is a collection of interrelated data used to retrieve, insert, and delete the data efficiently. Used to organize the data in the form of a table, schema, views, reports, etc. For example, student database, employee database. DBMS provides an interface to perform operations like database creation, storing data, updating data, creating a table in the database. It provides protection and security to the database and also maintains data consistency. DBMS allows data definition. It's like a data creation, modification, and removal of the database. Next one, data updation, which is nothing but insertion, modification, and deletion of the actual data. Third one, data retrieval, retrieve the data from the database. Fourth one, user administration, registering and monitoring users, maintain data integrity, enforcing data security, dealing with concurrency control, monitoring performance, and recovering information. Next is characteristics of DBMS. Uses digital repository established on a server to store and manage the information. It provides a clear and logical view of the process that manipulates data. Contains automatic backup and recovery procedures. Next one, it contains ACID properties which maintain data in a healthy state. It can reduce the complex relationship between data. It is used to support manipulation, processing of data, and provide security of data. It can view the database from different viewpoints according to the requirements of the user. Fourth one, advantages of DBMS. It controls database redundancy. It can control data redundancy because it stores all the data in one single database file and that recorded data is placed in the database. Next one, data sharing. Authorized users of an organization can share the data among multiple users. Third one, easy maintenance. Due to the centralized nature of the database system. Fourth one, reduce time. Develop, Development of time and maintenance need. Next, backup. Automatic backup of data from hardware and software failures. Last one, multiple user interface. Graphical user interfaces, application programming interfaces. The next is disadvantages of DBMS. Cost of hardware and software. It requires a high speed of data processor and large memory size to run DBMS software size. It occupies a large space of disks and large memory to run them efficiently. Next one, complexity. Database system creates additional complexity and requirements. Next one, higher impact of failure. Failure is highly impacted the database because in most of the organization, all the data stored in a single database, and if the database is damaged due to electrical failure or database corruption, then the data may be lost forever. Next one, evolution of database. The database has completed more than 50 years of journey of its evolution from flat file system to relational and object relational systems. First one, file based. 1968 was the year when file-based database were introduced. In file-based database, data was maintained in a flat file. Next, hierarchical data model. In 1968 to 1980, this period was the era of the hierarchical database. Prominent hierarchical database model was IBM's first DBMS. It was called IMS. For example, if it is have we have a company, it companies have a users and companies have a devices and companies have applications. Users uses the marketing and personal details to store the data in a database management system. Next one, network data model. Charles Bashman developed the first DBMS at Honeywell called Integrated Data Stores, which is called as IDS. It was developed in the early 1960s, but it was standardized in 1971 by the Scodisil group. Next one, cloud database. Cloud database facilitate you to store, manage, and retrieve their structured, unstructured data via a cloud platform. This data is accessible over the internet. Cloud databases are also called a database as a service, which is TBAAS. Next one, NoSQL database. NoSQL stands for not only SQL. It is an alternative to traditional relational database in which data is placed in tables and the data schema is perfectly designed before the database is built. Next one, object-oriented databases. The object-oriented databases contain data in the form of object and classes. Objects are the real-world entity and the types are the collection of objects. Relational database. In 1970 present, it is the era of relational database and database management. In 1970, the relational model was proposed by E.F. Card. Relational database model has two main terminologies called instance and schema. The instance is a table with rows or columns. Schema specifies the structure like name of the relation, type of each column and name. The first internet database application had been created in 1995. Next, a relational database contains the following components. First one, table. Second one, record or tuple. Third one, field or column name or attribute. Fourth one, instance. Fifth one, schema. And sixth one, keys. An RDBMS is a tabular DBMS that maintains the security, integrity, accuracy, and consistency of the data. Next one, types of database. First one, centralized database, distributed database, NoSQL database, relational database, object-oriented database, cloud database, network database, hierarchical database. These are all the types of database in database management system. Next one, components of a database system. A database environment is a collection of components that regulates the use of data, management, and a group of data. Components of database contains software, hardware, data, users, data access language, and procedures. These are all the components of a database which is contained in database management system.